Welcome to another BZPower set review. I am BZPower reporter Xccj, and today we are looking at set 71315, Quake Beast. This is the latest Bionicle villain from the summer 2016 wave, and this guy is quite menacing. A lot of purple and black, and he looks like he's bursting some stones out. You have the Mask of Control in the corner. Quake Beast's name down here, and Toa Onua in the background, not looking so hot as Quake Beast comes roaring out at you. It's in the same box style that most of the Bionicle sets have been in. The back shows off some of the functions Quake Beast has. You can pop off his mask here. It shows a combiner model of the 3 Beast and Umarak the Destroyer. Here's the final model here. That's kind of interesting. Plus, it has a little comic showing Quake Beast versus Onua, and a closer image of the Mask of Earth, but it's slightly infected now, so I wonder how that's going to play into the story. Plus, you get the Buildable Figures logo down here in the corner. All in all, it looks to be an interesting set. This one is going for $14.99 USD, so it's about a mid-price set for the Bionicle range. One thing that I've been hearing rumors about is that this set is not as widely available as the other sets will be, which means it potentially could be a store exclusive. I would also like to give a big shout out to LEGO, who provided these sets for us to give you a quick review on. So now let's see what's inside. Well, here are the pieces to Quake Beast. He has 102 pieces plus a few extras. There's quite a lot of Technic bits that go to him, including some of these brown axles with a stopper, which is a newer mold and a new color, I believe. So that's neat. You have a smattering of trans neon green pieces. Most interesting is that the headpiece itself is completely in this new color, in addition to the eye stalk. For purple, we have the claw pieces again in trans purple, as well as another one of these crystal spike pieces, and the skeleton torso. But the newest piece here is this purple crystal piece. It has a socket here, so it can just click on like armor. Lots of spikes here, very natural. On one hand, I'm not a huge fan of the entire armor piece being designed like this, whereas this could have been designed as an attachment piece to fit over standard armor. But I have a feeling that the transparent purple color wouldn't have looked as good that way. So instead you get this design. For torso pieces, you get the gearbox from the Toa from last year, as well as this torso piece that includes the ball joints at the waist and hips, but not for the arms. This was seen in a couple of the Star Wars characters, but it's nice that this piece is being used more because it allows for some more custom design on the body frame. You also have more of the shadow trap elements, and a couple more of these sword pieces. They appeared in the Pohatu and Creature of Stone sets, I believe. Then there's this jaw piece. I believe most of the Beast sets have these in some capacity. There's some axle connections right there. So it looks like there's a little bit of usability here. Kind of neat. And you have a fairly standard torso armor piece, but it has a crystal design that's unique to Quake Beast. As far as the masks go, you have Onua's new Mask of Earth, but this time it's kind of infected. It has the black design, but it goes up into trans green. It actually looks pretty cool in my opinion. I like it, so I'm sure it'll be useful in some mocks. I'm kind of disappointed that all the Toa don't get variations of masks like this year, but Onua is one of the lucky ones this time around. As far as the new mold, the creature has this headpiece, which is pretty interesting. It has a very crystal-like structure on the top of it. I believe all the creatures utilize the same head mold, But Quake Beast has the dark purple transitioning in the trans neon green, which is a unique color to him. Then it has the connection points where it will fit on one of the new headpieces. One last bit I'd like to point out is that you get 3 of these new crystal pieces. I think most of the new Bionicle sets this summer come with some of these pieces, but Quake Beast is the only one who gets 3 of them. So if you're interested in this piece, he makes for a good parts pack, as well as if you're interested in a whole bunch of Technic bits, as well as trans purple. But those are the pieces, so now let's see what he puts together. And here we have it, Quake Beast in his full glory, as well as a few spare pieces. He's about average height, but the most striking part of him is he has one giant arm and one kind of regular arm. First, looking at this arm, he has this interesting claw design that gives him 2 fingers and a thumb, using this particular piece here. It's an interesting design. I like it a little bit better than some of the claw pieces that had a similar design that were used in the Hero Factory Beast sets from a couple years ago, but it's still a little wonky. I almost would have preferred one of the molded claw pieces instead. Speaking of that shoulder, up here he has a place to hold the infected mask. It's one of the shadow traps, but it's held in place only using these round ball joints. So it's actually pretty loose because it doesn't have the click hinge that the original shadow traps had. So you can put the mask in there and kind of hold on to it, but it falls off quite easily. Another interesting bit is his legs. The lower legs have a kind of custom design. I haven't been a big fan of these custom limb designs on some of the Toa from earlier this year, but this design, it's fairly basic, and I think it works for him. Plus here, it gives you the added bit for the light green. He does have his custom torso piece. It's a little more pink than purple, but it kind of works. His jaw piece is connected to his head right here. So if you pop off the mask, which is still a feature, woohoo, you can see that his jaw is kind of connected through his ears. I find that an interesting design choice. But one of the interesting things is that the jaws are attached to the eye stalk in the back. So when the mask is on, if you try to raise his jaw, up goes his mask. So that means the beasts can never close their mouths, otherwise they'll just lose half of their heads. The more interesting arm has all these purple bits on them. These are the new rock pieces, and the 3 cover them right here. He also has the sword elements angled on his shoulder. They're kind of a more flamboyant design there. Personally, I think it's a bit much, but it kind of works, and we've had similar designs on other characters before. He doesn't really have a hand this time, but his fist ends in one of these purple star pieces, such as the one that came with the Protector of Earth. There's supposed to be a little play feature here, as these spikes are supposed to spin around, but based on how they're put right next to a ball joint, they get stuck quite easily, so it's not the greatest play feature, but it can work a little bit. And the basic idea, I think, is his arm is one giant crystal that he uses to pound things with. But wait, what's this? He has the gearbox from the original Toa built into his back, but at an angle. So instead you have this lever that you can turn and swing his arm around with. So that makes for an interesting play feature, in my opinion. Not quite something we've seen before, but it uses the same basic mechanics. It's a little clunky on his back since it takes up a fair amount of room. But given his asymmetrical design, I think it kind of works. And it's definitely makes him stand out from other characters, although it can be a little bit hard to pose him and do the play feature all at once. Overall, he's not a bad character. I think at least from the front view, he's mostly filled out. These crystal pieces do give a good effect of making this arm look very bulky, whereas his other arm is kind of thin and narrow. This is an asymmetrical design that LEGO's used before, such as in Bruiser in the Hero Factory line. And I like the color scheme. It's always nice to have more trans purple elements, or purple in general. The lime green highlights it nicely, because, you know, yellow and purple contrast nicely, and lime green is a good substitute for yellow. So that works, and he does look like he kind of crawled out of the earth and is part crystal, so I can see this working for the story. Of course, you can always pair him up with Toa Onua and his Creature of Earth and see who wins the battle. Onua has his, of course, swivel hips, but this guy can go pow! But if he laughs too hard, his head pops off. Ah! I win. Overall, Quake Beast is an interesting set. He definitely has the Earth monster motif going for him. And he has some nice pieces with the purple. And the action feature with the big arm is also pretty well done for what it's worth. All the same, I don't think he's quite as well-rounded a character as some of the Toa. So if you're only going for a couple of the medium-sized sets, he may not be my first pick. But all the same, it'll be interesting to see what his role in the story will be this summer. Thanks again for watching another BZPower set review. Again, thanks to LEGO for sending us this set ahead of time so we can get this review together for you. This set is available for $14.99 USD, and it should be appearing in stores rather soon, so if you want it, you can go around and pick up your copy. Remember to like and subscribe to the BZPower YouTube channel, and stay tuned for even more LEGO set reviews. Thanks again for watching. Rah!